We're back on Born Before 64 with Rick Pawlak. And Rick, what are our goals coming up for Ultimate in the next year? I mean, with the expansion of your new magazine, which I absolutely love, is there going to be something else?
Yep. Well, first, our goal is to make sure that our customers are very well taken care of.
Right.
They're the reason why we're here.
That's true.
You know, I've said it a few times that because of our customers, we're here today and we will be here tomorrow. And by them buying our seats up and all the sellouts we've had, that's why we're expanding. That's why we created a partnership with CVG, which we broke a lot of barriers for that relationship there on both sides. And they built a great facility for us there on the grounds of CVG. So we want to make sure, number one goal is to make sure we're fulfilling our customer needs and making sure those seats are sold. Once we get up to certain points, then we start expanding more. We want to grow fast, but we want to grow wisely. And,
which is smart for an airline.
Yes,
believe it or
you
not.
know, it's very easy to say, okay, we could do this, and you know, just the overhead can consume you very quickly. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. But I would have to say we're going to add 1 or 2 more city pairs within the next 12 months.
That's great. Well, the one thing that I've noticed, and everybody thanks you all the time, is that you've done so much for nonprofits. And
we have.
Yes, you have. And you've, you know, they, from the Women's Crisis Center to Bailey Place, to a lot of the facilities across that have been nonprofits, without you, they couldn't have raised the money for the causes that they have. And they've asked me to thank you. They love you guys. They call me all the time and ask me, and I say I have so many tickets a year, and that's it. So that's the way it is.
You know, it is true. You know, unfortunately, we only have a 30-seat jet.
That's
I
right.
wish we had a 747 that we could do more. But you know, so far in the last 4 years, we have now eclipsed $500,000 that we have given in tickets and discounted tickets to nonprofits and charities. So we're pretty proud of that. And on top of that, the Corporate Angel Network, that we provide free flight for kids with cancer up to the cities.
Right, and that's a really important mission that you do. Without that, those children wouldn't get to the hospitals they need to get to.
Not that quickly and that easily.
Especially children's and Ronald McDonald House. You do.
We're big supporters of them, yeah.
I know, and I remember the first time John went there with me. And it was really, you know, going to Ronald McDonald House in New York and Ronald McDonald House here in Cincinnati, they really care.
Oh, there's no question about it.
I think they still want the Reds to do something. I haven't figured out what it is. They want them to paint something or do something. But I've been over there in a while, and I think that's really kind of cool. So
I never knew there were so many, actually, nonprofits and charities in Cincinnati. My hometown, Cleveland, should be envious. You know, the community here is so strong, and literally we support hundreds of different nonprofits and charities. And,
you do. Really, I go to a lot of the functions, I can tell you.
But they're fun.
They're fun.
I wish I could attend a lot of them.
Well, you know, it's funny because Mary Lee from Schwarzwalder, and she puts you up there all the time. She has 9,000. She has 9,000 people that are part of her database. And I have to tell you, we went to the event. It was so beautiful.
Oh, good.
And we did extremely well on it. I think they raised like $45,000 or $55,000. I can't remember exactly.
That's great.
And it's funny because when people call me, they go, "You don't know what it does. What it does. People actually come to it just to get the tickets." You know what I mean?
Well, I broke a different barrier with a nonprofit organization, the Cincinnati Arts Association.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They do a great job, and I actually did Dancing for the Stars.
You didn't tell me that. You didn't invite me. I wish I would have been there.
I've never danced before in my life.
Oh,
ever.
Didn't you?
No.
How'd you come in?
They asked me to do it. And I said, ask me again in the fall when it comes to final deadline on who's going to do it. And fall came here real fast last year, and I decided to do it. And I tell you what, it was a life-changing experience for me. And
I bet your wife loved it.
She loved it. The girls loved it. And my dance instructor, I said, you have to teach a cyborg how to dance because I have no rhythm at all. So she did a good job. I don't know where I came in at. There were 8 dance teams. I certainly was in the top 3. but I didn't trip, I didn't fall, and I didn't drop my dance partner.
Right, that's important.
So
Yeah,
we
that's
put on
important.
definitely a good show, though. It was a lot of fun.
And, that's important, too. You get out there and you do things within the community, and you're so approachable. That makes it nice for people, especially, it's funny when I get on the shuttle or I come back on the transportation, I talk to people and say, how do you like it? And they don't know who I am.
Yeah.
And I get all kinds of really, different kinds of comments that are all positive.
Yeah, people love different
And
segments of what we do.
They really do. You can tell when people get on the airplane and the girls bring the wonderful, especially when you're coming back. And you get that beautiful cheese plate with the crackers and the meat and everything else and a nice drink, which is really nice.
Well, we want you to unwind after a long day.
That's right. And that's
the
important.
name of the game.
Right. And I think that always... I've not been the flying child that everybody likes to say that I love to fly. And so, especially when we get turbulence, I'm always like, and they always put me in the front of the plane because they know they can calm me down there.
Yeah.
And I never upset the other customers or anything, but
We get out of that fast, though. We get up to cruising altitude.
Yeah, I'm fine. And they always make me feel really wonderful. And you know what amazes me is that even through the snowstorms and everything else you went through last year, how many days didn't you fly?
Only one.
Only one.
Only one day, and that is just because the airport was closed down.
New York. Right.
Yeah, we still flew to Charlotte. We still went to Chicago. Actually, of all the three city pairs, you would think Chicago would have been the worst. Or the most challenging because of the weather. But actually, they were the easiest. New York had it rough this past winter, and Charlotte. Charlotte had a lot of ice delays and a lot of bad weather days, and we had a few delays out of there just because of the weather. But we only canceled one flight. That's it, and that's pretty amazing.
That's amazing to do. I mean, because every other airline that I saw, they were canceled.
Yeah, actually, it's a benefit for us, especially for our passengers that were in New York. Commercial would cancel, and we were still on the ground. If we had seats, which was rare, they got on board and got home.
That's good. That's wonderful. I think that's really important for companies that they need to hear that. And so, do you think that there's in the Charlotte area? Do you have a lot of insurance companies that fly Ultimate?
The banking industry. And energy. They fly us quite a bit. And I'm seeing more science, biotech, and those types of industries.
Right.
The last count I took, there's over 250 different companies that fly us on that Charlotte shuttle.
Wow.
And that was eye-opening for me. I didn't think that number would be that high after that shuttle only being in existence for 2 years. So I was pretty excited to see that.
Well, Charlotte's such a, it was funny because when I did the Charlotte route, I actually drove down to Charleston into Pawleys Island, South Carolina, which was really beautiful.
It's a fast drive from there.
It was a fast drive. So we can... July 28th, we're going for CVG.
We're doubling our flights to Chicago.
We're doubling. And then we'll eventually, when that happens, will the same thing happen for Charlotte, DC?
Yes.
Okay, because that's really important for the Charlotte people to know
that
it's coming. So guess what? We've run out of time. Would you please give your website and your phone number?
Go to ultimateairshuttle.com, or if you want to talk to one of our Fantastic Four, soon to Magnificent Seven, dial 800-437-3931.
And thank you again so much for coming.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
All right. We'll see you next time on Born B464. Don't forget to go to our website at Born, B-O-R-N, the initial B, the number 4, 64.com. See you soon.
Thank you for joining us on Born Before 64 with Kathryn Raaker. For more information on our show, check out our website at www.bornbefore64.com.